A pleasant afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our fifth and final episode of our psychoeducational series brought to you by the Ocampo Memorial College Guidance and Counseling Department in collaboration with the OMC Psychology Society. Today, we will have another webinar and for sure, super dami nating matututunan for this session. By the way, before we get started, let me introduce myself. My name is Ayasa Agustin and I am the current auditor of the DOMC Psychology Society. And with me,
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Keisha Baldovino. I am the current treasurer of the OMT Psychology Society, and together with Ayesa, we will be your moderators for this afternoon. So, partner, kagaya ng ating mga participants, sobrang excited din ako for today's session kasi syempre, makakatulong to sa atin para malaman natin kung paano nga ba yung effective ways para ma-handle natin yung mga bagay na nakakapagpa-stress sa atin. And especially ngayong nagtitesis tayo and next year graduating na.
yes, partner, excited na din ako na malaman yung mga i-share na tips and advices ni Ma'am Ces mamaya sa talk niya. Sobrang ganda rin talaga ng mapag-usapan natin to kasi sobrang timely and relevant ng topic natin ngayon.
Tama ka dyan, partner. Sobrang timely and relevant talaga ng topic natin for today. And sobrang welcome lahat ng participants and viewers natin from all ages. So before we proceed, we just want to check our participants by answering our question on mentimeter.com. Guys, you can scan the code or just click the link in our chat box, or you can just type mentimeter.com and enter this code on the screen. So our question is, ayan. So, ang question natin, what are your stress relievers? So, before tayo magbasa ng mga comments nila, ako kasi, personally, yung pinaka-stress reliever ko is yung makinig ng music or manood ng movies or series. Ikaw ba, Aye?
Ako din, yun din yung stress reliever, yung makinig ng music. Siyempre kasi 'di ba pag nagpapahinga gusto mo parang may magpapakalma ganun. So yung music yung nagpapakalma sa atin.
Ayan. So, magbasa naman tayo. Food. Isa din yun sa akin, food. Vacations, sana all.
Ito, chatting with friends. Siyempre.
Gala with friends, nakakamiss.
Exercise daw. Video gaming. Watching TV, vacations.
Bebe time, may nabasa ko bebe time, sana all. So, ayan guys. So, thank you again everyone for sharing your stress relievers with us. And now, let's begin the program with a prayer led by Mr. Christopher Velonza to be followed by our national anthem.
Let us bow our head and put ourselves in the holiness of God. Almighty God, our ever-loving Father, we glorify and thank your name. You have showered us with so much blessings, and your presence continuously reminds us of your faithfulness and guidance. With this, may we humbly ask you to shower our speaker today of your greatest inspiration, so that he may share the most of his knowledge, heart, and soul to the respective topic. May we also absorb the invaluable knowledge experiences and put it into practice what we may learn today. We pray that you bless all the committees in charge, that they may be able to fulfill their tasks responsibly, that the objectives they have set may all be achieved. Your infinite blessing would mean the success of this webinar. May we be a living witnesses of your genuine love through the enactment of the knowledge acquired through this activity. We ask this in the name of Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. Amen.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Kayang mag-ibig, pero sa silanganan, alam ng
Thank you, Mr. Velonza. And now for the rules for of this webinar, may we call on Ms. Rica Facianto to give us the rules for today's webinar.
And so, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our fifth and last webisode for today. So, ayan, I'm going to give you the rules of today's webinar. First is we ask to give your full attention for 1 to 2 hours for this webinar. Second, please disable microphones to avoid distractions to other participants. Third, for the Q&A portion, kindly choose the chat box located at the right side of your screen. The host will be glad to entertain your questions right after the discussion. Fourth, at the end of this webinar, we will give you the link of the form for the e-certificates. Make sure to take a screenshot of the webinar. This is required in filling out the evaluation form for you to get your e-certificates. And last, before we end our program, may we request all the participants to please open your cameras for photo opportunity. Thank you, everyone.
To start with this program, we are honored to have our very own advisor of the OMC Psychology Society, none other than Professor Benjamin E. Lim.
Good day to all. Welcome to the monthly webinar series of DOMC Guidance and Counseling Center. Today is our last webinar, which is entitled Stress Management, Master, Relieve, and Survive, with our very own Professor Francesbelle Sioson, our guest speaker for today's webinar. Different interesting topics about psychology, professionalism, counseling, and development of personality in our webinar series are lined up in the future. We will be informing these topics in a specific way in our Facebook page of the Psychology Department and Psychology Society respectively. Of course, with our Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, Dr. Rhea S. Spicer, with the officers and members of the Society. We encourage you all to attend our future webinars. Today, the discussion will be centered about how to deal with stress and how we can cope with it. I know that you are all excited to meet our guest speaker for today's topic. So sit back, relax, and feel the comfortability of your homes as we continue our program this day. Once more, I'm Professor Benjamin Lim, one of the advisors of the DOMC Psychology Society, welcomes you to this webinar. Thank you for attending, and I hope that you will learn again in this episode of our webinar. Mabuhay kayong lahat.
Thank you, Sir Lim, for that opening remark. So, to introduce our resource speaker for today, may I call on Ms. Shari Mary.
Thank you, Keisha. It's a great pleasure for me to introduce our speaker today, who is going to talk to us about stress management, master, relieve, and survive. She is one of the DOMC Psychology Society advisors, certified specialist in industrial, a psychologist, HR practitioner, has a Bachelor of Science in Psychology and Master of Arts in Industrial Psychology. Now, without further ado, we will turn the time over to our guest speaker, Professor Francesbelle Sioson.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. So, welcome to our webinar today. Good day to all of you, to our participants. So, kamusta naman kayo? Stress ba? Okay. Stress ba kayo sa mga ginagawa nyo today? Okay, especially yung mga organizers natin dito sa webinar sa DOMC, no? So, before I start, okay, my topic, okay, pwede ba tayong mag-stress, okay? So gamit ang ating mga kahit one hand lang, okay? Mag-inhale or breathing lang tayo. So inhale, exhale, okay? Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. So that's it. So mawawala ng konti yung ating stress. So today, let's start. So today we're going to talk about something that I think that is really important, especially nowadays, of what we call new normal. So we're going to talk about stress. So right now you might be a lot more stressed out than you are normally are. So maybe you are stressed out because of school. School is looking a lot of different, okay, than it did in the last past years. So maybe you're stressed because you just have a lot on your plate today or now. So we're going to talk about stress and what causes stress and uh, what does it to our body, and then we will tackle about the positive way to take care of that stress and even the things that we should avoid doing, because these are the things that we should avoid doing when we are really stressed out. So I hope that you guys learned something new today, and I hope that you will find this webinar helpful. So let's start and let's get started. So next slide, please. Okay, so I want to start my slide reading this quote to you guys. So it is alarming that teen stress experience is so familiar to that of adult. It is even more concerning that they seems to underestimate the potential impact that stress has on their physical and mental health. So that is according to Norman Anderson, a PhD. So I wanted to open up this webinar with this quote because I think that uh, as though a lot of people downplay the amount of stress that is going on in the lives of our students, and often teen stress is very very similar to the stress that adults are feeling as well. So, and I don't think that you as teenager realize that it has a big impact on your health, on your mental and physical health. So in this webinar, we will learn some new ways or some ways to handle main stressors in a positive way. And then things that we should avoid when we are stressed, okay? Those negative things that people still do that really make things worse, okay, in a long run. So that is the things that we want to avoid. So next slide. Next slide. Okay. So here, just some points that we were going to talk about today. So I divided my topic into three parts. So the first part is relief. So when we say relief is to enlighten. Okay, it implies a lifting of enough pain to make it more tolerable. So I think that by knowing what is stress and what causes stress, the impact of that the stress on your physical and mental health, we will able to relieve our mind and body to that stress or that pain that causes by stress. So the part two of my topic is all about master. So master meaning you manage. It means the ways to handle the main stressors in a positive way. So the third part of our session is that survive. How to survive, meaning the things that we should avoid, okay? We should avoid when we are stressed. Those negative things that people still do that really make things more worse in a long run. So the things that we wanted to avoid, so those are basically the things that we're going to cover for today's topic. So let's start. So next slide. Next slide. Okay. Next slide. Okay. So according to statistics, okay, as shown in my slide, so 58 of students reportedly or report has an unhealthy level of stress in their lives. So while 42% of students reported that they don't do enough to manage this stress. So those statistics are very, very large. So we have 58% saying that they have a high level of stress, and then majority of those students that are feeling high level of unhealthy stress say that they don't really know how to take care of it, and they do not do anything to take care of it. So long lasting impact on their health. So it's really important today that we talked about is it, what is stress, what causing stress, and how to help these students or these teens so that the numbers, okay, can go down. Okay, to start with is let us know what is stress. Okay, next slide, please. So stress is a feeling, okay, a feeling or emotion of our or physical tension. It came from any event or any thought that make you feel frustrated, okay, or anger. You feel angry, you feel nervous, okay. Stress is your body reaction to challenges, to the demand, okay. Stress is the uncomfortable feeling that you get when you are worried, angry, scared, okay, frustrated, or overwhelmed. So now, some of you may be reading that definition or thinking, oh, I feel some or someone, okay, I feel one or two of those things. Maybe you're reading it or thinking I don't feel anything that that when I'm stressed. Okay, and that's okay. Okay, that's okay. We all feel differently when we are stressed out. Just like we're stressed, we are all stressed about different things. What causes me stress might not be causing you stress, or vice versa. So how I feel when I'm stressed is I feel frustrated and overwhelmed. Yeah. How you feel could be exactly the same, or it could be totally different. Okay. So when we define stress, okay, we just say it is uncomfortable feeling that we get, okay, that you get. Because for most of us, okay, stress is an uncomfortable feeling, okay, regardless of those other emotions that attach to it, okay. So that is stress. So next slide, please. So in technical definitions, in technical terms or explanation, the word stress is quite often used in negative sense, right? So, lagi nyo ba yung naiisip kapag nai-stress kayo? Negative to, negative yung feeling, negative yung experience, okay? It's always associated with negative, okay? But stress is our body's automatic response to danger. See, stress can trigger our response, right? It helps us to perform well under pressure, right? Minsan tinatawag natin tong positive stress, right? So in our everyday or in your everyday life as student, okay, as teens, so a lot of you or a lot of times when you were stressed a bunch of little things, but sometimes stress can be really serious, okay? Serious stress can come from dealing with your personal crisis, okay, when you experience a disaster, okay, a health crisis probably, or mental health condition that feels out of control. So this serious stress would be a situation where the pain keeps coming, okay, and it's leaving you in a constant state of fear and watchfulness, okay. It's what causes people to lose their emotional balance and reach in a way that are self-destructive. So this is wouldn't be stressing um, over school, okay, over your work, over your friends, or anything like that. So it's much more serious, okay? It's uh, on a lot deeper level, okay? It's going to create a lot of emotional issues, okay, for you as students or as teenager, okay? And it causes, or it creates a lot more emotional issues in the future, right? So when it's parang over na yung stress. So next slide, please. So, okay. So stress is actually serve as survival mechanism. But in today's time, we were stressed out in a way more than just for survival. So what do I mean? So I want you to think, okay, about all the different things that you were stressed about. Okay nga, gusto kong malaman. Think of the different things that you were stressed about. Chat nyo nga sa akin, what are the things that makes you stressed all about? Saan ba kayo nai-stress? High pressure. Pag wala pong pera, nai-stress. Okay. Ano pa? Deadlines. Okay. Ano pa? So yung mga internet connection sa mga research. Na-stress din ako dyan sa internet. I know that all of us encounter stress in different things. Okay. I know that for me, I'm stressed okay. So I said that stress is survival mechanism. So think about the days or the years or the years back. Okay, in the days people used to have to hunt for their food, to gather their food. They didn't know what to okay, kung kakain ba sila. Okay, whether they didn't know where we're going to eat and going there is a storm. Was there shelter? Is a safe place to survive under the storm? So people back, okay, hello? Okay pa ba kayo? Naririnig ba ako?
Yes po,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Medyo lag lang po.
Medyo naglala. So, yan, na-stress ako sa connection. Okay? So, yon. So, people back then, okay, really did stress us about survival, right? So, in But in today's time, okay, in today's time, nowadays, we are stressed about everything, okay? You guys, teenagers, nowadays, yung mga millennials, okay? They are stressed because of the dead cell phone batteries, right? So, yung mga internet connections, okay? So, some of you are driving, okay? So, you are driving somewhere, and you know, if you are stressed, if you have gas in your car, okay, or how much, okay, yung gas today, yung update about the gas price today, all that kind of stuff. So what do I mean by that? In today's time, we are stressed not just based on survival, right? On survival. So this is what we get unhealthy. So this is where stressing, okay, is way more than our bodies were meant to handle. So yung mga response natin to stress, okay, our response to stress is called fight, okay, fight, flight, and freeze, okay. So yun. So our response to stress is called fight, flight, or freeze. So basically, what does it mean? So it means that our body has an automatic response to danger, to the stress. So to stress that normally can trigger, okay, it. So a while ago, I said that stress is helpful. Stress can help us to perform, right? So not all stress naman are negative. Stress can also be positive because it helps us to respond under pressure. But our response is going to be flight, okay, or inflating situation, or fighting in this situation, or freezing up. But most of the time, it's going to help our body to get out of tough situation, right? Meaning out of that stressful situation. So that is basically how our body works when we were stressed out. So when we were faced with a stressful situation, so that response is triggered. It released a bunch of different hormones throughout our body, and it helped us to get out of that stressful situation. Okay, so are you still with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Nakukuha niyo pa ba ako?
Yes.
Okay, so next slide, please. So just some of the main stressors for you guys, okay? A lot of you are probably stressing about school. Maybe this year it looks like a little bit different. Maybe you're somewhat online, okay, learning completely online, or maybe you're in the face-to-face class now. Maybe you're back to school completely, but now when you are back to school, you're wearing your mask, okay? There are a lot of protocols to follow. So regardless, okay, it probably looks a little different, okay? A little bit different than last year or previous years, which could be cause you stress. So on the top of all the stress that school already has, will like a project or exam or test and all other things that are going on during your school days. So a lot of those things could contribute to your stress, right? But some of you may be thinking about high school, okay, or your college, okay, or after your life after college, okay, or your career. So those are the things that could be also reasons for a lot of stress that you're going, okay, that you have, okay. Your social life can cause stress. So problems with your friends, okay, maybe drama on a social media, okay, or drama with your friends, okay, or your family members, or maybe you're experiencing bullying, okay. So not feeling good enough, okay, is also some of the main stressors, right? Comparing yourself to others, or even just missing, okay, missing out an event, okay, because of some stressors. Because hindi ka pinayagan ni nanay na lumabas because of COVID, okay, because of any other, okay, situation that limit you, okay. So because of COVID, okay, or maybe you're not going to certain sports or event, okay, that you're not having a big vacation because of COVID or because of travel restriction, or whether it may be, maybe life is just look a little bit different, okay, than uh, than that. So, can yung mga projects niyo sa school, di ba? Yung mga um, yung mga deadlines, okay? That can be super stressful. So, our family also can cause stress. Maybe our parents are, or your parents are separated, or your family, there is a family problem, or people in your household fight a lot. Okay? So, our family can definitely cause us a lot of stress. And then, the current events, okay, that are happening around us, okay. So a lot of things going on in the media, in the news right now, okay. Yung yung war, okay, in the Russia, in Ukraine, tapos na ba pagtaas ng ng gas, okay, yung pamasahe, yung school babalik ba sa normal or hindi, you have to wear face mask everywhere, okay, going up. Those are the stuff going on today. So those are the things that can add or contribute to the stressors that you already have in our daily or everyday life. Okay, so that's it. So we are done. Okay, next slide. So those are the things that we need to be aware of, okay? That we can, in knowing it, okay? Kapag alam natin kung anong definition ng stress, how many percent, okay, ang naapektuhan ng teenage stress, okay, or teenage stress, okay? We will able to handle it, okay, properly. We have knowledge. We acknowledge that that stress, okay. So we're going to go on the second part, which is how to master, okay, meaning how to manage your stress, okay. So in this part, we will do, okay, later, okay. So next slide, please. So kagaya ng first part ko, I want to share, okay, this quote to you, okay, from Masaru Emoto. Okay, it says that if you feel lost, okay, if disappointed, hesitant, or weak, return to yourself, to who you are, here and now. And then when we get there, you will discover yourself. Like what? Like a lotus cactus in full bloom, even in a muddy pot, beautiful and strong. So, what does it mean? Okay. What does it mean? So, it means that, for me, it means that if you don't take care of your stress in appropriate way, it could lead to physical or mental issues. if you don't take care of your stress in an appropriate way or in a positive way, it could lead to physical and mental health issues, which is we're going to talk about in this second part. Okay, so next slide, please. So, what happened when we were stressed out? Okay, what happened when we are stressed out for too long? So when we are stressed out for too long, our bodies are very overwhelmed. So we get to have headaches. Okay, your head may hurt. You may feel irritable. You may feel anxious. So it can affect your mood. You may have difficulties in concerning when you have headache. Maybe it's hard to focus, okay, or kind of feeling like your brain is foggy. So to me, when I get a headache right in my right behind my eyes when I'm stressed out, that's something that happens to me specifically. Okay, so some of you may have or may get stomach ache, so you have your stomach may hurt, or you feel like you're going to throw. Okay, you may be it's hard for you to go on to the bathroom. You're constipated. Maybe it feels like your stomach uh, is in knot. Okay, so when I'm super stressed, okay, when I'm super stressed out, I get really bad, okay, stabbing pain in my stomach, almost like somebody is stabbing it, okay. So I experience it when I'm really stressed out. And also, okay, stress suppress our immune system, of course. So basically, diba, our immune system is the thing that helps us to uh, from not getting sick. Okay, the things that fight, okay, the things that fight off all the bacteria, all the germs and infections. So stress is actually weaken, okay, our immune system. So when we are stressed out, our immune system isn't working well as it's normal, okay, that it's as it's normally does. So it might be harder, okay, to fight off all the colds or the flu or the infections that our body can normally handle. So stress really does impact to our body. So when we are stressed for long, okay, it will make our it will make our body sick, okay, or it will make us sick. Okay, the next part, next slide, please. So how to master or how to manage, okay, your stress. So emotional health issues, okay, may arise if you don't handle your stress in a positive way. So if you keep letting the stress build, okay, and build, okay, and build, okay, so this is where not going anything to take, if you're not going to take care, okay, or if you will not doing anything to take care of it, it could lead to things like extreme sadness or depression. So it can make you feel really anxious, and it could make us feel really alone. So so we want to make sure that we're taking care of our stress so it doesn't affect our emotion or emotional health or well-being. So because those other issues like depression and anxiety are more serious one. So you serious to contain than taking care of stress and in a positive way. So the next one. Okay. Sige. So this slide is my most favorite part. So I want to teach you things that I do, okay, when I am stressed. So my former boss introduced me this exercise, and I've learned that this is called Japanese method to relaxation. So we can do this in 5 minutes every day, or even when you are stressful, or whenever you are in a stressful situation. You can be you can be you can done this, or you can do this about anywhere. So ginagawa ko to kapag stress ako sa meeting, okay, or kapag stress ako sa mga kausap without them knowing it. So let's you're not gonna believe that what I'm about to tell you, okay? So you can get rid of your stress in no time at all, and you need to you will cope with your anxiety and with your headache in this one method. So to practice this technique, you should first understand that each finger, okay, in our hands represent different feeling and attitude. So let's start knowing it. So here, your hands, the thumb, okay, the index, okay, the middle, the ring, and the pinky. So in your thumb, okay, in our thumb, okay, meaning, okay, for our worries. So it helps us to combat emotions like anxiety and worry. So in our index finger is our fear. So it can help you combat, okay, the fear, okay. And in your middle finger, in our middle finger, it helps us to control our anger and resentment. So anger finger. So our ring finger, okay, can help us to fight our depression or sadness. This is your ring finger is the sadness, okay. It fight depression and sadness, and also responsible for making you more decisive, okay, in settling issues, okay, and producing definite or defined result. And last is our pinky finger, okay, okay. So this self esteem. So it helps us calm anxiety and increase optimism and confidence in this finger. Okay. So repeat, okay, yung mga function, okay. So worry, fear, anger, sadness, and self-esteem. So memorize it, keep repeating it until you remember it. So when you are stressed about many things at school, okay, in your relationship, in your family, yung mga financial bill ninyo, and others people opinions, okay, certain amount of skills of stress is normal and even necessary, but excessive stress can take you a lot. So let's see kung paano yung gagawin natin. So now, hold each finger for 1 or 2 minutes, okay? So you will know it's working when you feel the pulsating effect, okay, the feeling or the sensation, the pulsating sensation in your finger. So you hold it 1 to 2 minutes, okay? So you do this, okay? You do that in 1 to 2 minutes, okay? You will know if this is working, if you're pulsating, okay? Okay, you feel the pulsating sensation, okay? So in 5 minutes, you will relieve from stress. So again, I hope it works, okay? So kapag gusto nyo namang i-calm yung inyong mind, okay, slightly press, okay, with your thumb at the center of your palm, okay, your opposite thumb, okay, to your hands, and then hold it at least 1 minute, and you will feel or it will help you relieve stress and get rid of worries and negative thoughts. Okay, you will get a peace of mind in the middle of hussy, bossy, stressful life, right? So practice, okay, practice this technique every day or to stay calm and reestablish your balance within yourselves. So, yun. So, karoon ba kayo ng stress relief in that exercise? So when you do, you can do that in even in the meeting. So hindi nila napupunan na ginagawa niyo yun. So yun siya. So there are other techniques naman. Okay. There are other techniques that you can use. Yung kaninang ginawa natin, breathing, okay? Rhythm breathing using your hands, okay? So as a practitioner sa HR, so para hindi siya, para hindi halata, okay, sa meeting and other situation, pwedeng gawin yon. Or meron iba, yung finger nila, yung pinipress nila, okay, pinipress nila sa pin dito, sa gilid, sa side. So, yun naman yung technique nila. So, minsan ginagawa ko din yun. Okay, you do this, okay, okay. So, yung ganyan. So, practice those technique, yung Japanese technique really for stress. So, always remember that there are many ways, many other ways to cope with the stress. So like this exercise, okay? So meron pang iba, you can use yoga, okay? You can have a massage, okay? Or kanina nga yung nakita ko, di ba? Ano yung ginagawa nila kapag na-stress sila? Nag-eat, okay? Nagbabakasyon, kikipagkita sa barkada, okay? So, meron pa nga yung, ano ba yun, bebe time, okay? So, meron meron dito kanina nagsabi na they are listening in the music, okay? Yung visualization, okay? Deep breathing, okay? Or mindfulness, meditation, okay? Art therapy, okay? Or even when you are religious type of person, yung repetitive prayers, okay? So, however, itong Japanese technique is one of the best methods, okay, na ginagamit ko to revive myself, to quickly adapt, okay, to stressful life, okay? So this method absolutely works wonder for everyone regardless of age and gender. So in this technique, okay, relieves stress and aids relaxation. Okay. So, okay pa ba kayo?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so nag-enjoy ba kayo doon sa activity na yon? Okay, so next part of our okay, so part 3 na tayo. Okay, so tapos na tayo sa relief. We know what is stress, what causes the stress. Okay, so if we know it, alam natin kung paano i-handle. So ngayon, kung alam na natin kung ano yung stress, ano yung nakakapag-stress sa atin, we manage it. We do some exercises. We do something about it. Okay, so we will proceed na sa part 3 of our session. So part 3 is how to survive. So how will we enjoy, okay, our stressful life every day. So why do we need to manage our stress? So next slide, please. So why do we need, or why managing stress is really important? So when we know how to manage our stress, okay, managing our stress give us a range, okay, of tools to reset and to calibrate our alarm system. Na, oops, papunta na ako sa negative stress na naman. So it can help us, or it can help our mind and body to adapt in a way that is what we call resilience. Okay, so without managing it, okay, our body might always have a high alert. So hindi na siya magbabago, magka-cramp ka. Okay, every time, okay, magkakaroon ka ng what we call chronic stress. And chronic stress can lead to serious health problems. Okay, at yung health problems na yun, mas mahirap i-handle. Okay? Ang stress, pwede tayong gumawa ng paraan. Meron tayong positive ways on how to handle stress and turn it into positive stress, right? So next slide. So stress management is one way, okay, or a defined tools or a strategy, okay, or a technique that reduce stress and reduce the negative impact of stress on our mental and well-being. Kagaya ng ginawa nating activity kanina. And other activities na sinabi ko kanina about yoga, exercise, okay, meeting with your friends, hanging with your friends. Those are some of the techniques and strategies or tools that we can do. So a variety of technique can be used to manage our stress. Listening to music is one of the technique. These includes mental, okay, emotional, or behavioral strategies. Okay, so when stress management is used regularly and in response to our stressful life event, we can optimize our well-being. So kapag namamanage natin, nakakaroon tayo ng stress management when we know it, when we know kung ano yung when we manage kung paano natin i-handle yung mga stress na yon. Okay, so we can optimize our well-being. So next slide, please. Okay, so here are the some positive ways, okay, to deal with stress. So number one is to make sure you're surrounding yourself with positive people. So I think that most people should realize it. So realize how important, okay, actually to surround yourself with positive people. For me, I used to hang out with people, okay, who kind of brought me down before in a sense, like I felt like they weren't always happy for me when I was succeeding, or maybe they were just so down and negative all the time. So they were really bringing out. So they are not bringing out the best in me, the positive side of me. That made me feel more stressed out. So hanging out with the positive people, okay, with a positive outlook in life. Surround yourself with positive people who are going to make you feel good, okay, to make you feel happy, okay, will help you deal with stress or stressful life, okay. The next one is you have, okay, as student, okay, as teenager, you have to know this matrix, okay. Next is prioritize important things. How many of you know Eisenhower matrix? Okay. I remember, okay, yung previous boss ko ulit in uh, in Nord International Distributor. So, baka nakikinig na sila. He introduced me this Esten matrix method. Okay. Eisenhower matrix is a method used to productivity, okay, for the prioritization and management or time management framework. So, dinesign ito to help us people prioritize a list of tasks, okay, or agenda items, okay. So, by using first categorizing those according to the urgency and importance. So, naalala ko yung boss ko, tinanong niya ako, is urgent important? Okay. So, sagot ko, naku, parang naguluhan ako, urgent or important. Yeah. So, always remember this, that the urgent, okay, are not important. And the important are never big or never urgent. So, this is what Eisenhower matrix or Eisenhower principle is said to be how you would organize your workloads and priorities. So, this principle, okay, recognize the great, okay, time management, okay, and meaning how you will be effective and as well as efficient. So, priority or prioritization is the interaction of impact and urgency. So, considering yung impact and urgency offers you a clear understanding of what is more important when it comes to change. For example, a request or an incident, right? So it helps us to minimize, okay, if not to diminish the stress. So make sure you're prioritizing the important things. Okay, maybe make out, okay, a list of your schedule or your tasks to do. Okay, so think about what is most important to get done. Okay, always remember that. And when and then do the rest after. So if you take too much of your time sa isang bagay, okay, think about which task is more important, which activities are most important to you, and do those, or maybe put others on the back of your to-do list, okay, for now, but decide what is important to you. Okay, laging importante, okay, yung pipiliin, or kung may urgent na dadating, which is more important, the urgent one or the important one. So, for example, one project is more important to the other. So, maybe focus on one important project. Yeah. So, another one is, for example, meron kayong more important activity than other activities. So, focus on activity, okay, or try to do the activity, or to do the activity that makes you feel less stressed. So if you have to take away those things that are not in your priority list, okay, so prioritize the most important things first. Okay, so the next one, and the most important, okay, is to get a good night's sleep, right? So, good night's sleep is, huwag muna kayo mag-good night's sleep kasi nag-webinar pa tayo, right? So, most importantly, you have to have a good night's sleep. So, it's important to get a night's sleep, okay? Especially yung mga teenagers natin, yung mga students, okay? You need 8 hours sleep, okay, at night. And, when you get a good night's sleep, you wake up feeling refreshed, okay? feeling kind of ready to take all the things, okay, what the day offers to you. So when you don't get enough sleep, you feel cranky, you feel miserable, you look forward for the next nap, right? So this is kind you have to set yung good night's sleep, set us a tone for the day. So if you wake up in a positive mood, um, uh, it helps us to be to feel less stressed. Okay, so if you don't have a good night's sleep, diba, you feel you will feel definitely you will feel not not happy, okay, and motivated. Okay, so that's it. So positive way to deal with stress: surround yourself with positive people, prioritize important things, and of course get a good night's sleep, 8 hours sleep a day. Okay, next one. So here, okay, some of the negative ways, okay, uh, with to deal with stress. Okay, some of you will do this, okay? Kasi nasa ano na kayo, teenage life na kayo, di ba? So some of the negative ways to deal with stress that you want to avoid. So this means negative coping skills, okay? That might make us feel better in a short period of time, but eventually it's just going to make things worse in a long run. So these are the things that we're going to avoid, because again, it's going to make things worse. So number one is drinking alcohol or using drugs. So this one is not going to help you in any situation. It's not going to make you feel better, okay, whatsoever. It's going to make you feel to make it worse, okay, and most of you probably aren't at that age, okay, and aren't that age to drink alcohol, okay, so it's illegal, right? And we all know, of course, that drugs are all so illegal, so we should be avoiding them anyway, right? So number two is you shouldn't be fighting, okay, or punching or hitting anybody that make you feel that make a situation any better. So lashing out is never a good thing. Try to talk about what's bothering you. Okay, talking about things is is a much positive way to handle it. What's going on in your life? So make sure that you have somebody that you could talk to instead of fighting or arguing or lashing out. So it will not bring you good. So again, number three is another negative way to deal with our stress could be binge eating. So binge eating. So some of you, okay, or some students or teenagers, when they are really stressed, they call it stress eating. So minsan ginagawa ko. Okay. So pag nag-stress ako dito, meron ako dating mga group of friends na stress eating ang ginagawa namin. So after work, pupunta kami sa restaurant, kakain kami ng masarap na food. So kapag nai-stress kami. But this is fun. Okay? So they are a lot of food. Okay? A lot of food, eating a lot of food. So we don't want to binge eat. That's not a healthy, okay, for our body. So most of time it's probably going to make us sick afterwards. So we don't want to binge eat, okay. Try to eat food that are healthy for you. So because eating healthy food actually going to improve your mood, right? So try to avoid binge eating, okay, when you are stressed. Okay, so I think, okay, that is the last part of our session. Next slide. Okay, that's it. So thank you for listening. So that's all for today.
Yan. So, thank you, Ma'am Cels, for that very informative talk. Ngayon po, mas nadagdagan yung knowledge namin at nabigyan kami ng tips kung paano nga ba namin ma-handle or ma-manage yung stress namin. Sure din ako na maraming napulot na lessons yung mga participants natin for today. Ngayon, alam na natin kung gaano nga ba kahalaga ang rest para hindi tayo ma-burnout agad and kung ano man yung ginagawa natin.
Ayan, so tama ka dyan, Aye. With the talk of Mom Says, mas nalaman natin na it's okay to pause sometimes. Okay lang magpahinga para hindi tayo maubos agad. And we can also practice mindfulness gaya ng nabanggit ni Mom Says kanina, or just appreciate all the things in our life kasi at the end of the day, ikaw lang din ang makakatulong sa sarili mo. Ayan. So, now we will turn the time over to Miss Rika and Miss Sena to assist our resource speaker for our Q&A portion.
Ayan. So, thank you, Miss Keisha. Ayan. So, now we can proceed to our question and answer portion. Ayan. So, you can send your questions in our comment section box, guys. We will wait for your questions for Mom Says to answer.
So, yes, Rika, and I will start reading the question na. So, mag-send lang kayo ng mga questions ninyo and we will try our best to acknowledge all of that. So, ayan, tingnan natin kung may nag-send ng questions.
So hopefully marami kayong natutunan, nakatulong yung aking Japanese technique.
Yes po, ma'am. So, wala pa pong questions ngayon. Siguro mag-share na lang rin po muna ako. Hindi po siya questions, more on sharing po. Siguro po ako, kapag nai-stress po ako, yung pinaka-coping mechanism na ginagawa ko, yung coping strategies na ginagawa ko is, tawag dito, mas nagtatrabaho, yung parang, yung working po, yung parang pinaka-coping mechanism ko, yun. Ikaw ba, Sena, ano ba yung mga ways mo or yung stress relievers mo, ganon?
Ako siguro since kasi sa morning, 'di ba sa online, sa morning natin puro klase yung ina-attendan natin. So, most of the time parang sa gabi lang tayo talaga or ako merong time para sa So, ginagawa ko is yung mga oras na yun, doon ako nanonood ng movies, sa social media. So, ayun na yung parang pinaka naging stress reliever ko after ng long day ng klase din. So, ayun po, ma'am, meron pong question dito. Sabi ni Jamie Emerald Robles, nakakahawa po ba ang stress?
Okay, so magandang question yan, no? So para sa akin, yes, 'di ba? So yung pagka yung kasama mo, okay, na-stress siya, okay, gumagawa siya, it's a behavior, 'di ba? Of course, kung alam mo naman na i-manage yung stress mo, yung personal stress mo, kaya nga 'di ba dapat alamin natin yung sarili natin and how to handle yung stress, yung personal stress natin para hindi tayo mahawa ng kapwa natin na may stress. Okay? So dapat tulungan natin siya na i-handle din yung stress niya para mawala. So dapat marunong tayong mag-handle ng stress kasi nga nakakahawa intentionally or not intentionally, subconsciously or not subconsciously, nahahawa tayo ng stressful na tao. So dapat we will able to handle those stress, di ba? Yung kaklase mo, okay, na stress sa family, right? imagine that, the stress sa family or stress sa boyfriend, hindi siya makagawa ng project kasama mo kasi iniintindi niya yung stress niya with the boyfriend. So, anong gagawin mo? Mas stress ka kasi yung project niya hindi niya magawa kasi katin mo siya. So, you have to handle yung stress na nagawa na stressor, diba? So, yun. So, I think nakakahawa siya, but you have, number one, diba, relief. You have to acknowledge, you have to know what causes your stress, okay? So, para ma-handle mo yun.
Ayan, thank you po, ma'am. Meron pa pong question from our FB Live from Madeleine Astrid. Hello po. How can I manage stress naman po kung hindi ko po talaga maiwasang mag-overthink sa task na gagawin ko pa lamang? Sa napapansin ko po kasi sa akin, parang gusto ko po tapusin lahat-lahat sa isang araw para po wala nang gagawin sa susunod. So ayun po, araw-araw pong nasakit yung ulo, tiyan at batok ko.
So the number one thing that you can do is to prioritize important things. Ano ba yung mga importante? Remember, yung tinuro ko sa inyo about Eisenhower metrics, yung Eisenhower principle that you have to know or prioritize important things. Okay? Hindi naman yan kailangan gawin. Kailan ang due date? You have to know the due date, okay, of your schedule. You have to make a list, okay, of your task and your schedule para hindi ka nagmamadaling gawin. Okay? Ibig sabihin, aabot ka naman dun sa deadline. So why do you want to confuse yourself? So kapag nararanasan mo yun, you might want to talk to your friend, okay? Uy, ano ba yung strategy mo how to do this task, okay? Ano ba yung ginagawa mo? So those are the things, okay, that makes you feel less stressed. Prioritize your things, okay? Tingnan mo kung ano ba yung makakatulong sa'yo in handling stressful tasks, okay? To avoid yung overthinking, okay? So, yun. Prioritize important things para hindi ka na-overwhelmed sa task na gagawin mo. Para hindi ka nagmamadali kahit hindi pa due date, diba? So, yun. Next.
So, question naman po from Ayla Katrina Pamitan. Sabi niya po, normal lang po ba mag-breakdown pag super stress na po?
Ayan, so nagkakaroon tayo ng konting technical difficulties sa connection ni Ma'am Ses, no? Ganyan talaga nangyayari pag live. Ayan na si Ma'am Ses. Hello, Ma'am Ses.
Ayan, sorry, ano yung question niya?
Ano po, question po from Ayla Katrina Pamitan. Sabi niya po, normal lang po ba mag-breakdown pag super stress na po?
Okay. So, paanong breakdown ba yan? Okay. Anong kind ng breakdown? Nahimatay ka ba? Ganun? Or what?
Siguro po, ma'am, yung umiiyak na, ganun po.
Okay. So, normal lang yan. Yan yung ating, yan yung normal coping mechanism ng ating body system. Okay? When we cannot handle stress, wala tayong, hindi natin alam kung paano i-handle, okay, yung isang stressful situation. So, it's okay. So, what will you do? Okay, kapag nag-breakdown ka na. Okay, kunyari, exam na, tapos binigay mo naman yung todo na pag-review mo sa exam, nag-exert ka ng effort, okay? Pero hindi ka pa rin umabot dun sa average, okay? Okay? So ano yung gagawin mo? You have to relax, okay? You have to pahinga, okay? Magpahinga ka muna sa stressful life, okay? And try to think positively. Okay, positive psychology. Ano ba, nagawa ko naman yung effort ko di ba? Nagawa naman yung, nag-review naman ako ng araw, ng gabi, okay? Nag-review ako. So, think of a positive things, okay, to lessen your stress. Kung ginawa mo naman talaga yung iyong part as students or as teenager in doing the task, right? So it's okay, it's normal na mag-breakdown. Ang importante, you know how to handle it, okay? How to do it in a positive way.
Ayan po. For our next question naman po, ma'am, paano po ba malalaman if hindi na healthy ang stress? May test POD ba na available?
Ayan, merong stress test, okay, na ginagawa. So, may mga examination na ginagawa para malaman kung how moderate, how yung stress mo. Yung stress meter, yeah. Merong exam. May mga test for how many yung stress test, or may mga exercises to show yung for example yung heart works during the physical activity, okay? So yun, merong stress test na ginagawa. Malalaman mo kapag hindi na healthy yung stress, kapag hindi ka na nagpa-function ng maayos, hindi ka nakakapag-think, okay? Nag-a-avoid ka na sa mga tao, okay? Those are the types of unhealthy stress, right? So when you feel alone, when you feel na hindi ka na worthy, okay? Those are unhealthy stress, okay?
So, next question po from FB Live. So, sabi ni Glindel Galario, may mga tao po na hindi nakakagets agad na stress ka and mas nakakadagdag po ito ng pressure. So, how to make other people know you are under stress or pressure and you don't want them to bother you to avoid unnecessary situation?
So, number one, okay, kung friend mo yung tao, you know how to engage to them. Okay, sabihin mo na you are stressed right now. Okay, I need more time. Okay, I need more space. Okay, and after that, time and space na ibibigay nila sa inyo, saka nyo sila kakausapin. For example, hindi mo na-stress ka ngayon kasi may deadline, lahat ay important, right? Yung activity. So you need to, I need more time, I need space right now. So I will go out na lang in the room kapag okay na ako. Na-relieve na yung aking stress. Or sometimes you can do the exercise, okay? That I told you para medyo mabawasan yung stress. Yeah,
Ayan.
answer ko my question.
Meron pa pong isang tanong from Miss Glendel pa rin po. May mga tao po na hindi nakaka-gets agad ng stress ka at mas nakakadagdag po to sa pressure. How to make other people understand na under pressure ka at you don't want to bother you to avoid unnecessary situation?
Yeah,
yun na rin po pala yun. Sorry po.
Yeah. So again, okay lang. Sige. Again, when you are stressed and you want to show or you want to know other people that you are stressed, kailangan mo itong i-voice out. Kailangan mong sabihin in appropriate way or a properly way. So, pwede mong sabihin na, you know what, I'm stressed out of this room when I'm done out properly, okay? Kung na maiintindihan ng ibang tao yung pinagdadaanan. Right?
Eto po, ma'am. Nandiyan na ba si ma'am? Ayan, nawawala talaga si ma'am. So, sorry guys.
Mahina talaga ata yung connection ni ma'am.
Ayan,
Okay,
so
mukhang
wait.
ako yung na-stress sa connection ko.
Ayan po. So may mga nagtatanong po dito kung kailan daw po namin ibibigay yung link for the certificate. Mamaya po guys, paki-wait na lang po after po nung program namin. Isi-send po namin agad dito sa comment section yung link para makapag-answer po kayo. Pero ngayon po mag-focus po muna tayo sa question and answer with regards with our talk po from na ginawa ni Ma'am Ces. Ayan. So meron po ditong another question, Ma'am. If stress po, is it okay na mapag-isa? Sometimes kasi it's annoying when people bothers you. Is it healthy to deal stress alone po?
Yes, okay. Yan yung sinasabi ko, relation kanina. It's okay to have a me time, okay, on a relaxation time in um, in a particular room or space, right? So it's okay to have a me time and a relaxation time kapag nakakaranas kayo ng stress, right? It's okay. Pero kapag prolong na yung gusto nyong space, okay, and time, okay, for example, tumagal na yan ng 1 linggo, 3 linggo, it's not healthy na. You have to talk, okay, again with people, okay, para hindi kayo magkaroon ng depression. Kasi again, ang stress ay depend from depression, okay, and anxiety, right? So, kailangan yung kumausap ng inyong family member, okay, or your trusted friend or trusted people na malaman kung ano yung pinagdadaanan, right? Para makatulong din.
Next question po, ma'am, meron po sa FB Live. Sabi ni Madeline Astrid. So, paano naman po yung gagawin sa kapatid ko na kapag stress na po talaga ako, dadagdag pa po ng deserve. So, siguro ma'am, tinatanong niya po kung paano niya po i-approach yung kapatid niya.
You talk it nicely, kagaya ng sinabi ko. You know what? Sister or kuya, I have something to do. I'm stressed. I'm in the middle of important things to do. Can you get back to me in a while? Okay? So you have to ask is nicely yung space mo, yung self-space mo when you are stressed. When you are in a situation that is very stressful. So para makabawas, you know what? Mamaya babalikan kita. Okay? Mamaya babalikan kita kapag tapos ko natin yung ginagawa. So, yun. Pwede mong gamitin yun. So, talk it nicely. Okay? Kasi kapag kapagalit, it's not a good thing. Okay, diba? Hindi porke stress ka, magagalit ka na. Okay? So, you have to handle it properly.
Ito po, ma'am, another question from Zoom po. Good day, ma'am. How can you say po na an individual is considered to be stress-free?
How to be considered? Considered what?
How can you say po na an individual is considered to be stress-free? Ayun po yung question.
Okay. Stress-free. Ibig sabihin, if you are happy, if you're doing your thing normally, okay, kapag nagagawa mo ng masaya, na-enjoy mo yung mga bagay na ginagawa mo or yung normal things na ginagawa or pinapagawa sa iyo, natatapos mo, you feel confident, meron kang self-esteem, okay? You are not angry, you are not fearful, okay? You are not worried, okay, about anything. Remember the 5, the worry, the fear, the anger, the sadness, and the self-confidence. If you have those, okay, ibig sabihin you are stress-free. Wala kang kailangan pindutin at pulsuhan, right? So if you are stress-free, you are doing good in your task, right? So yun ang purpose nun eh. You're pulsating, okay? Kung nasaan yung part na nai-stress na. Right? So, pag wala doon sa 5, ibig sabihin, you are stress-free. Okay? So, thank you. Nasagot ko ba? Hindi na siya.
Ayan. I think, ma'am, naintindihan naman na po nila lahat at clear na po. At sa tingin ko po, na-cover naman na po natin lahat ng questions ng ating mga participants. Right, Sena?
Yes, Rika. So now that we're done with our questions and answer portion, we have a short icebreaker para sa inyo. So we highly encourage everyone to participate dahil meron po tayong prize.
Ayan. So, excited na ba kayo guys? So, bago tayo mag-start pala, binabati ko yung mga participants natin na nandito pa rin hanggang ngayon from Zoom and FB Live. Ayan. So, hello sa inyo guys. Thank you for staying with us. And now, may we call on Mr. Yancy Teves to facilitate our icebreaker.
Thank you, Rita. So, hello everyone. Ako yung magpapalaro ngayong hapon. Ako si Francesbelle Teves at alias Sadboy. So, simple lang yung laro natin. Tawag dito icebreaker ng mga pilosopo. Kasi di ba tayong mga Pinoy, matabang utak natin lalo na sa mga kalokohan, di ba? So, yung 5 questions dito ay joke. Tapos yung sagot ay joke rin. So, mamimili ako ng 3 lucky winner sa Zoom tsaka 2 sa FB Live. So, gusto niyo na ba makita yung first question? Sige po. Pakita ko po sa inyo. So, ang first question ay, anong tawag sa monster na laging nawawala? Ang clue nito, 2 words to at parehas nagsisimula sa letter W, yung parehas na word. Parang aso to na 2 pa ang ginagamit sa paglalakad. Sagot kayo, guys. Sayang to, may prize pa naman to.
Mukhang ayaw mo daw kasi magpapanalo sa tanong mo.
Oy, madali lang to. Oy, may nakakuha na ng tamang sagot. Si Margaret Ann, si Werewolf. Lagi siyang nawawala kasi wear nga, di ba? So, congratulations. Chat mo na lang yung DOMC Psychology Society para ma-claim yung prize mo. Ito madali to. Sinong player ng Lakers ang mahilig mag-leave sa trabaho? So, sa FB Live naman tayo kukuha ng lucky winner. Ang clue nito, first pick siya noong 2003 ng Cleveland Cavaliers. Hello, FB Live. Sagot po kayo. So, may nanalo na sa FB Live si Sir Valdrias Riagan. Tama po, LeBron James po. So, message nyo lang po yung DOMC Psychology Society para ma-claim yung prize nyo po. Thank you. So, third question. Sinong Looney Tunes character ang mahilig sa insekto? Ang clue nito, kulay gray siya at kilala siya sa phrase na "What's up, Doc?" Sa Zoom naman tayo kukuha. So, nauna po si Rich Von Mycopes. Tama po, Bugs Bunny po yung sagot. Kasi nga, bug. So, message nyo na lang po yung DMC Psychology Society para ma-claim yung prize nyo po. Congratulations. So, fourth question ay, anong bandang laging natutulog na maingay? Clue, kinanta nilang If I'm James Dean, You're Audrey Hepburn. Medyo emo po tong banda. Sagot po tayo, guys. Wala. Okay, may nanalo na sa FB Live si Louis J. Bye-bye. Sleeping with Sirens daw. Tama, kasi may ngay di ba yung mga sirena, tapos katabi nila matulog. So, Louis J. Bye-bye. I-message mo na lang yung DOMC Psychology sa Society para ma-claim yung prize mo. Ito, last question sa Zoom. Anong isda ang bumabaril? Tilapia. Pambansang isda to ng Pilipinas, guys. So, nauna Sino nauna? Si John Skieren Cuabo. Thank you. Congratulations. Message nyo lang yung DOMC Psychology Society para ma-claim yung prize mo. So, congrats sa mga nanalo, guys. I-message nyo lang po yung page namin para ma-claim yung prize nyo. Thank you.
So I see that everyone enjoyed the game that Yancy prepared for our participants. So for Ma'am Says, is there anything else you wanted to cover or promote before we wrap up?
Okay, so again, thank you very much for listening and inviting me. So if you are feeling depressed and anxious in any way, so personally for me, I think the most important things is to talk about the things that are bothering you. Talk to your family, talk to your friends, talk to your family members, or to talk to adult that you are trusted, okay, that you trust. Talking about things will always makes us feel better. So getting off your chest, being able to see or to say how you feel is really important. And again, never be afraid to do that, right? So thank you again for listening to me, and I hope that you've learned something new today. If you knew all these things already, I hope that it was a good refresher for you. So stress is really important topic to learn about. So because a lot of people are stressed out, so most of the time you have to have a good refresher on ways to be able to handle stress appropriately, so things that we should avoid and all that good stuff. So again, thank you for staying with me, for listening to me, patiently listening to me, and I hope that you all have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thank you again, Ma'am Ses, and thank you everyone for engaging with our mini icebreaker. I hope that everyone enjoyed and learned a lot from our research speaker, Professor Ma'am Sioson. And to proceed on our program, may I call on the current president of the OMC Psychology Society, none other than Mr. Johnny Jos Magallanes, for awarding the certificate to our research speaker.
Thank you, Ms. Baldovino. So this certificate of recognition is presented to Francesbelle Sioson for sharing her knowledge as a research speaker at the webinar titled Stress Management, Master, Relieve, and Survive, held on the 29th of April 2022 via Zoom and Facebook Live. Signed by the President of the OMC Psychology Society, John Jos Magallanes, Professor Benjamin Elim, our Psychology Society Advisor, and Dr. Rowella Pfizer, Dean of College of Arts and Sciences and the head of Psychology Department. Thank you, ma'am, for sharing your knowledge po. Thank you.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
And thank you so much, Johnny. And now we may call on Mr. RJ Cruz for the post-evaluation form for you to receive your free certificates.
So, wait lang po natin yung evaluation form to be send na lang sa chat box natin. Wait lang po. Ito. Wait lang po. So, ayan na, tawag dito. The link is now posted in the chat box, and kindly fill out the evaluation form for you to have your free certificate. And again, thank you for being with us throughout the webinar. God bless.
And so thank you, RJ. Now, may we request our participants to open your cameras and may we call on Mr. Yancy Teves to help us with our photo opportunity.
Pa-open po ako ng camera, guys. Para sa photo op. Tapos wag niyo muna mag-off cam hanggang di pa tapos yung photo op. Thank you. So, first page muna tayo. Open cam po. 1, 2, 3. Wait lang po. Second page po. 1, 2, 3. Last page. 1, 2, 3. Thank you po.
And now we are down to the last part of our program. May we call on our very own Dean of College of Arts and Sciences and Head of the Psychology Department, Dean Rhea Luella S. Pfizer, to give us the closing remarks.
Hi everyone! As we bring our webinar to a close, once again we would like to thank you for joining and taking your time to be with us. We have a very interesting topic for today, and I would like to thank you, Professor Sioson, for sharing your expertise, knowledge, and skills about this topic. I hope that this webinar has given you a much clearer understanding on how to manage stress, how to master, and how to survive and relieve. And just always remember, whenever we feel stress, look at that opportunity to practice the stress relieving strategies. And if you keep practicing them, you will notice a great change in how you react to the stress triggers, and this can have a positive effect on every aspect of your life and health. Finally, I would like to express my appreciations to the DOMC Psych officers, to the advisors of DOMC Psych Society, also Professor Sioson and Professor Lim. On behalf of DOMC Psychology Society, I would like to close and officially announce the end of the webinar. With that, thank you for making this webinar successful. See you again in our next webinar, and don't forget to please like our page, DOMC Psych Society, DOMC Psychology Department, and also DOMC Guidance and Counseling Department for more webinar updates. Thank you! Bye!
And so thank you din, Rhea, for that closing remark. Once again, thank you everyone for lending us your time in this webinar. We truly appreciate each and every one of you. And again, please do like and share our Facebook page, the Ocampo Memorial College Guidance and Counseling Department page, the OMC Liberal Arts Department, and the OMC Psychology Society. Again, I am Keisha.
And I am Ayesa. Thank you, everyone. We appreciate you being here. Thanks again for joining us for today's webinar. We will see you again next time.